I've always found police stops themselves to be a very interesting part of the dynamic of how our country it runs, especially that being the stops that happen to black people and the way they happen. So when I first saw the video, it really, number one, it was really disturbing to me that they were moving tables out of the way when it seemed like it was a really calm situation. Officers have discretion and they didn't use any. So to me, when I saw the video, I almost felt like that was a, maybe an anomaly in a sense, but something was going on there. It kind of piqued my interest. But then when I heard the actual 911 call from the manager, the woman Holly Hilton, that's when it really got me. I said it was like she was ordering a sandwich. I mean, it was almost, even less than order a sandwich. It was like that she was telling somebody, hey, can you come over and drink iced tea? Like, it's an emergency call.
Philadelphia Police, Operator 363, how may I help you?
Hi, I have two gentlemen in my cafe that are refusing to make a purchase or leave. I'm at the Starbucks at 18th and Spruce.
All right, please, I'll be on as soon as possible.
For her to be so calm and cavalier and just say, I have two gentlemen in my store and they refuse to buy something or leave, made me think that there was more to it. And in the sense of more to it, there was more calls. I thought that it almost sounded like she had made that call 20, 30, 40 times before, So what I did was I ordered the 911 logs through what's called the Right to Know Act. I got the information back a couple days ago, and when I got the information, I was shocked to find that this one location had made 69 separate 911 calls within a 27-month period. Now the first 12 months, which is interesting, only had 11 calls, two of which were what's called a 3306 violation, which is dispersing the crowd, or basically they'd make that if there was a person in the store who was not buying something. So a 3306 would be what they would have called on those gentlemen. Now in 2017, something drastically changed. So I don't know if it was Starbucks policy that changed. I don't know if it was an employee that came that changed. So in 2017, that same 3306 call that was made 2 times in 2016 was made 28 times. So an increase of 14,000% in the one call for a 3306. A couple of the times they came out and it was, they called a 3412, where there was basically an unfounded call. So they came out and they did practice discretion in those calls somehow, but they failed to do so with the two gentlemen on 4/12, which is the day that those guys were arrested. So, and then if you fast forward to 2018, which is when they were arrested, there was already 15 calls made from that location for a 911 officer. So that's 3.5 months in, and they've already made 4 calls more than they did the entire year of 2016. 5 of those calls being for the 3306, which is to remove a person. Now, what I found was the most interesting part about all this is that after those gentlemen were removed that day, there was another 3306 call made at 4:58 p.m. to the same location. That means somebody else was removed from that location as well, right after those gentlemen were arrested. Now, little did, I'm sure, they know that that video would go viral, and all of a sudden people were going to show up the next day or two and protest their store. But it sounded like somebody became emboldened to me. The two gentlemen get taken out in handcuffs. The next person walks in that the manager doesn't like, and they're out of there. So it's going to be interesting to find out who was that next person that was kicked out, and who were the other 40 plus people in 2017 that were kicked out, and the other several in 2018. So I think there's a lot more people that were affected by this, and I think there's a lot of people that have stories to tell. That's why I thought this was so important, and I wanted to get the story out there. Interestingly, the really only news media source that's picked up on it is the Philadelphia Tribune, which is African American media. White media has seemed to want to whitewash this story and not print it in their papers, and it's proof that not only is the not only is certain corporations happy that the story may just go away, but the corporate media is assisting in it, and it's sad. It's sad that that would happen. It's sad that Philadelphia news agencies wouldn't want to pick up this story, or New York or Washington agencies or the AP. I say shame for that. This should have been something that was picked up immediately once it was learned, and I'm proud that the Tribune did pick it up.